Cratchit Family, take one.
Where is everyone?
Mother, the potatoes are done.
Mama, we were outside the baker's getting the rolls.
And we smelled the goose.
And we knew our Christmas feast was ready just by the smell of the sage and onions.
What has ever got your precious father then, and your brother Tiny Tim, and Martha weren't as late last Christmas by half an hour?
Here's Martha, Mother.
Here's Martha, Mother.
Hurrah!
There's such a goose, Martha.
Mother, I'm home for Christmas.
Why, bless your heart alive, my dear, how late you are.
We'd a deal of work to finish up, Mother.
Well, never mind, so long as you are come. Sit ye down by the fire, my dear, and have a warm. Lord bless ye.
No.
There's Father coming.
Hide, Martha, hide.
Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming for Christmas?
Miss Christmas? Never, Father.
How did Tim behave in church?
As good as gold and better.
I see Mr. Scrooge kept you late again, even on Christmas Eve.
Yes, he said Christmas was a humbug, and chattering on, something about it being not being convenient to give me the day off tomorrow, being ill-used and picking a man's pocket. But when I reminded him it was only once a year, he relented, and he gave me the day off. Oh, but Emily, I must be in earlier the next day.
Come, children, let's check the goose.
Hurrah!
Oh dear, I do not believe there ever was such a goose cooked.
It may not be as large as the one where I work, but I'm sure you are the better cook, Mother.
It's so tender.
The flavor is so rich.
It may have been a small goose, but with the rolls, potatoes, onions, and apples, it was more than enough.
Suppose it's not done enough.
Suppose it should break in turning out.
Suppose somebody should have got over the wall of the backyard and stolen it while we were married with the goose.
Oh, a wonderful pudding.
I must confess, I had my doubts about the quantity of sugar.
Mother, if I can learn to make a pudding such as this, I will be working as a cook in no time.
This is the sweetest Christmas pudding.
It tastes like heaven, Father. Do you believe there is Christmas pudding in heaven every day?
A Merry Christmas to all. My dears, God bless us.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
God bless us, everyone.
To the founder of the feast, Mr. Scrooge.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I'd hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children. Christmas.
It should be Christmas, I am sure. And which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge? You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor fellow.
For the day's sake, then?
I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not for his. Long life to him, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I have no doubt he'll be very merry and very happy.
And alone. He refused his nephew Fred's invitation to dinner. And Peter, I have word of an apprenticeship for you to start this spring. If you prove yourself, you could bring in a full 5 and 6 pence weekly.
Peter, a businessman?
An apprentice, there is a difference. I work for the milliner's family. My day begins before sunup. I stoke the fire and heat the water for tea. I set the table, clear the dishes, and do the washing up. Then I have to help in the shop all day. After supper, I have to clear and do more washing up. Once my work for the family is done, if I do not have to darn my socks or mend my skirts, I can finally find my bed just before midnight. I mean to lie in bed tomorrow morning for a good long rest, since I will be home, for it's Christmas.
Silent night, holy night, all is dark, all is bright. Royal Virgin, Mother and Child, holy infants, tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. child and set him in the midst of them.
I have something in my eye. There, that's better now. I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home. It must be near his time.
Past it. He walks a little slower now, Mother.
I used to see him walk very fast indeed with Tiny Tim on his shoulder.
And so have I, often.
And so have I.
But he was very light to carry, and his father loved him so that it was no trouble at all. Here he comes now.
Don't mind it, Father.
Don't be grieved.
Oh, my dear family, I see you've been very busy. 'Twill be done long before Sunday then.
Sunday? So you went today, did you, Robert?
Yes, my dear, I wish you could have gone. Yes, it's such a lovely, peaceful place. But then you'll see it often. I promised Tim we'd go there often. My little child. Little child. I met Mr. Scrooge's nephew in the street today. I had scarcely seen him but once. He looked a little down, and when I asked him why, he said, "I am heartily sorry for your loss, and heartily sorry for your good wife." By the by, how he ever knew that, I don't know.
Knew what, my dear?
Why, that you were a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
Well observed, my boy, and I hope they do. Heartily sorry, he said, for your good wife. He gave me his card and said, "That's where I live, if I can be of service to you in any way." I was quite delighted, not for the sake of anything he might be able to do for us, but for his kind words. It really seemed as if he had known our Tiny Tim and felt with us.
I'm sure he's a good soul.
You would be sure of it, my dear, if you saw and spoke to him. I shouldn't be at all surprised if he got Peter an apprenticeship before the first of the year.
Only hear that, Peter?
And then Peter will be keeping company with someone and setting up for himself.
Get along with you.
It's just as likely as not one of these days, though there's plenty of time. But however and whenever we part from one another, I am sure we shall not forget our poor Tiny Tim. Shall we, or this first parting that there was among us?
Never, Father.
And I know that when we recollect how patient, how mild he was, although he was little, a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it.
No, never, Father.
I am sad for our loss, but I am very happy for what Tim has taught us, and we shall never, any one of us, ever forget our beloved Tiny Tim.
Silent night.